The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority says it has suspended the permits for non-commercial flight licenses of 3 private jets for engaging in commercial operations. The Acting Director General of the NCAA, Captain Chris Najomo, made this disclosure in a statement on Tuesday. The statement did not mention the names of the operators. The NCAA DG said the private operators violated the provisions of their PNCF and Part 9114 of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Regulations 2023. In 2023, the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, issued marching orders to the NCAA to stop the use of private jets for commercial purposes. Subsequently, in March 2024, the NCAA warned holders of the permits for non-commercial flights against engaging in the carriage of passenger, cargo, or mail for hire and reward. Part of the statement read, and I quote, "The authority had also deployed its officials to monitor the activities of private jets at terminals across the airport in Nigeria. As a consequence of this heightened surveillance, no fewer than 3 private operators have been found to be involved in violation of the annexure provision of their PNCF and Part 9114 of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Regulations 2023. End of quote. The NCAA DG also issued a fresh directive requiring all holders of permits for non-commercial flights to submit necessary documentation within a strict 72-hour window. The aviation regulator said failure to comply within the specified time frame may result in regulatory action, including the potential suspension or revocation of permits. He stated that adhering to regulatory requirements was paramount to maintaining the integrity and safety of the aviation sector. Now, the Niger Delta Development Commission says it has completed the construction of an electricity injection substation in Amofi, Ikpoboha local government area of Edo State. The NDDC's Director of Corporate Affairs, Pius Ogbapotemi, disclosed this in a release on Monday. He said the substation would be inaugurated and handed over to Benin Electric soon. During a recent inspection of the 1.15 MVA 33 11 kV electricity project, NDDC's Executive Director of Projects, Victor Antai, stressed satisfaction with the completion status. He emphasized the critical role of the substation in meeting the energy demands of communities in the vicinity, expressed the ambitious goal of transitioning the NDDC from a transactional entity to one deeply committed to sustainable development and transformation in the region. Antai commended the leaders and youth of the community for cooperating with the contractor and securing the project site and equipment to protect them from vandals. He noted that all the installed equipment, which met international standards, was in good shape. In his remarks during the inspection, a representative of BEDC, Kingsley Ashieku, observed that the injection substation would assist the electricity company in its operations in Edo State. Giving a brief on the project, the head of project monitoring and supervision in the NDDC Edo State office, Mrs. Jane Fregene, affirmed that the project injection in the substation equipment and control room had been tested by the Nigeria Electricity Management Services Agency and certified to be good. The International Labour Organization has said that investment in care policies can create millions of jobs. The ILO, in its latest report titled Care at Work, Investing in Care Leave and Services for a More Gender Equal World of Work, companion regional report for the Middle East and North Africa, assessed the labor market impact of investing in the care economy in the Middle East and North Africa. Almost 13 million jobs can be created in 12 countries across the Middle East and North Africa by 2035 through investment in care policies on childcare-related leave, breastfeeding breaks for working mothers, and the expansion of early childhood care and education and long-term care services, it stated. The report called for investment in care policy packages across the region to significantly boost economic and social returns, including narrowing the gender employment gap and helping achieve gender equality in the workplace. The report also noted that to close care policy gaps, a sustainable annual investment of over $204 billion by 2035 is required, equaling an average of 5.8% of GDP per country. It said, and I quote, the investment is projected to reduce the gender gap in employment rate by 7 percentage points and the gender gap in monthly earnings from 15% in 2019 to 1.8% in 2035. According to the ILO, every dollar spent on care packages is expected to result in around $3 of GDP increase, emphasizing the positive economic impact of care investment. It further disclosed that the projections were generated using the ILO Care Policy Investment Simulator for the 12 MENA countries with available relevant data: Egypt, Morocco, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Oman, Jordan, Tunisia, Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, and the UAE. And back home, with the 2024 Workers' Day just around the corner and labor unions pushing for a new national minimum wage of 615,000 naira, Nigerians have continued to express diverse range of opinions on these demands amidst the backdrop of high inflation and economic uncertainties. The reports. A minimum wage, citing the need to address the growing disparity between wages and the cost of living. They argue that workers are struggling to make ends meet amid soaring prices and stagnant wages.
It is visible because Nigeria is endowed, is blessed with all kinds of resources. There's no reason why we should suffer in this country. We have the human resources, we have the natural resources, we have diverse kinds of resources blessed in this country, endowed in this country. So the implementation of the minimum wage in thousands is visible.
In other countries, they are paying more than that. But in Nigeria, they pay less because they want to embezzle our money. That is the truth. They cannot pay that 600. If it is a country that used to reason with the masses, 600 naira is even too small. But let them pay. Let them pay that one. But I don't think it is going to be realistic.
It is not. It's not. It's easier to say more than done. That's government for you. Government can wake up early in the morning and tell you this is what they are going to do. And besides, government does not care about anybody. And so we all are working towards our own self. Even the government that we as the youth, as the Nigerian, that we voted them into the government seat, they don't recognize us. Nobody cares.
However, economists warn that implementing a significant increase in the minimum wage could exacerbate inflationary pressures and potentially lead to job losses, especially in sectors already grappling with financial strain.
Nigeria have the resources, but I don't think it's possible for they should be paying one person 600 and it's too much. Minimum wage, at least it depends. It depends the level of the work and depends where you are working. You know, if you are staff, there's a category of amount of money they will pay you, and if they never staff you, there's a category amount they pay you. So that's what I think. For workers to be receiving 600 and is too much for each person.
When you talk of minimum wage, the same markets, those in the high flyer, they go. It's the same market, those in the lower cadre, they also go. So there is need to consider which one will be able to, which one will be sustainable, that will be able to sustain the lower cadre ability to live their livelihood. Otherwise, corruption will continue to expand per day.
Amidst these debates, Nigerians are also expressing their expectations for other measures to alleviate the economic challenges facing the country. From job creation initiatives to infrastructure development, there is a widespread call for government's action to stimulate growth and create opportunities for all citizens. As Nigeria prepares to mark another Workers' Day, the voices of its citizens reflect a nation at a crossroads, grappling with pressing economic challenges while striving for a better future. The decisions made in the days ahead will shape the trajectory of the country's prosperity and well-being for years to come. Dennis Ofik reporting.